Hey everyone, welcome to Church Planting Basics. My name is Lee Stevenson, the church guru, and I'll be your host, your trainer, your coach for this course, and excited to be able to walk with you. I just want to say, I want to commend all of you for your ideas, your thoughts, your desires to even think about and entertain the idea of starting a new church. A little bit of my history. I've had the opportunity to start two churches. I grew up in the church. My dad was a pastor, and I've served as a youth pastor. I've served as a young adult / teaching pastor at a larger church. And then we planted our first church in Mesa, Arizona. We actually opened the doors in 2009. And that was a cross-cultural church plant in that we were in the backyard of a large LDS or Mormon population. And they just think different. And so it was interesting being able to do ministry there. Led that church plant for about 6 years. We did church in a movie theater. We did church in a high school. Eventually led that church to buying property and renovating a building that we began to call home. And then it was in 2014 that I got requested to actually step into a leadership role among our network, Converge, and began to lead church planting for the entire movement until just recently, June 1st of 2022, where I decided to just step into more vocational church plant leadership at our local church plant here in Orlando, Florida, and then helping pastors and coaching pastors around the country as well. And so it was in 2018, the fall of 2018, that we just saw a major hole here in Orlando, Florida, and decided to launch a church here as well. And so we have experience that we're bringing to the table, and just excited to be able to walk with all of you through the basics of what are needed in order to set a solid foundation to church planting. Now, I love to begin just our little bit of our conversation by introducing you to my family. Here's my family. I've got a 14-year-old, an 11-year-old, and then we have a 6-year-old Joshua there that recently joined our family a few years back. And then Melissa and I, we've now been married since 2003. So the time that you may be seeing this, we've been married about 19, 20 years. And we've been able to do ministry now in 3 different locations, 3 different states: Indiana, Arizona, and now Florida. She also grew up as the daughter of a pastor who is also a church planter, had planted 2 different churches as well. We've got 2 animals that we call part of our family as well. We've got a cat, but I prefer not to talk about a cat because it's a cat. And then I got my dog. This is my dog, Koi, and he's our hunting buddy. He is actually bred and trained to hunt wild boars. Well, enough about those things. Excited for Church Planting Basics. And really, when it comes to where are we going with Church Planting Basics, it's simply this. The goal of this course is to discover the church that God has planted in your heart. And really, my desire is to help that become a reality. We're going to talk, yes, about models. We're going to talk about methodology. I'm going to talk about the strengths, the weaknesses to different models that exist out there. But really, the focus is going to be about the principles of multiplication, the principles that are necessary to lay the groundwork, a solid, healthy foundation to any type of church plant. And so, yeah, we'll spend a little bit of time talking about microchurch movement. We'll talk about even about launching large movement and everything kind of in between those things. But again, my goal is not to just sit and spend all of our time focused in on specific models. It's really more about the art of the principle to lay the solid foundation, and recognizing that God may be doing something in your heart that is unique to you and to your context. And so my hope is to be able to walk with you and help you in that discovery process to really begin to understand and find clarity to the overall understanding what kind of church, what kind of churches your community need, what kind of church is God birthing in your heart. And I'd love to be able to see that become a reality. Now, I'd love to be able to stay in touch. And if there's anything throughout this course that you have questions about or whatever, DM me, email me. You can reach out to me at thechurchguru.org, or just simply email me at lee@thechurchguru.org. And if you'd love to join our Church Planters Academy Facebook group, where we just have an interaction and be able to talk and about anything related to church planting, love to invite you to be a part of that. Just DM me and say, hey, I'd love to be added to that group, and I will add you to that group. But I'm praying for you, excited for what God is going to do in this journey ahead.